What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to GamerFuzion. August 2026 is genuinely stacked, and we are running through the 10 biggest things you can actually play this month. And I do mean play. This list is not only new releases, we have 2 enormous betas plus a FromSoftware network test. There is also a brand new Elden Ring Edition landing right at the end of the month. Every date here is confirmed as of this video. We are going in release date order so you can plan your month around it. Let us get into it. We start with Beast of Reincarnation, which landed on August 4th. It is available on PC and both current generation consoles. It also went straight onto Game Pass on day 1. This one comes from Game Freak, the studio best known for Pokemon. That alone made a lot of people look twice at it. Beast of Reincarnation is a post-apocalyptic action RPG set in a ruined Japan. You play as a girl named Emma who travels with a companion creature called Ku. The combat mixes real-time sword fighting with command-based RPG systems. Previews have leaned hard on Sekiro comparisons for the swordplay. If you already have Game Pass, this is the easiest thing on the whole list to try. Next up is the Gears of War E-Day Open Beta. The full game does not arrive until October 6th. The multiplayer beta runs across 2 separate weekends this month. Early access opened on August 6th and runs through the 10th. It then opens to absolutely everyone from August 13th through the 17th. The beta is on Game Pass, so the barrier to entry is basically nothing. This is our first proper hands-on time with the prequel. E-Day takes us back to Emergence Day itself, which is when the Locust first broke through. Marcus and Dom are both much younger here, and the tone leans harder into horror. If you want an opinion before October, this is your window. Also arriving on August 6th is Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. This is a 4 versus 4 tag fighter from Arc System Works. That is the studio behind Guilty Gear Strive and Dragon Ball FighterZ. It launched on PlayStation 5 and PC with 20 Marvel characters at release. The tag system is the interesting part here. You start a match with 1 fighter and 1 assist. You then unlock your full team of 4 by hitting conditions during the fight. Wall breaks push the battle across multiple arenas inside a single stage. Arc System Works says that ramp is deliberate, so newcomers are not overwhelmed immediately. It is the same cel-shaded 3D art the studio has built its name on. On August 13th, we get Hell Let Loose Vietnam. This is a new entry in the hardcore 50 versus 50 shooter series. It is out on PC and both current generation consoles. The move to Vietnam is a real shift for this franchise. The original games were built around the western front of World War II. Vietnam brings dense jungle, helicopters, and a completely different pace of engagement. This series has always been about coordination rather than reflexes. You are digging in and holding a line with people you have never met. If you bounced off the World War II setting, the change of scenery might land better for you. August 20th is the busiest day of the month, and Mortal Shell 2 leads it. The sequel lands on PC and both current generation consoles. The first Mortal Shell came out in 2020 and built a real following. It was a lean and punishing Soulslike with a genuinely strange central hook. You possess the shells of dead warriors instead of building a character. The sequel keeps the deliberate combat and the brutal thrill encounters. The new addition is a mutated wolf companion that fights alongside you. You can command it to shift between offensive pressure and defensive support. That is a real change for a genre that usually leaves you completely alone. For this channel specifically, this is the one I am watching hardest. Sharing that same date is Cost of Hope, the first major paid expansion for STALKER 2. It is out on PC and both current generation consoles. STALKER 2 Heart of Chernobyl launched back in 2024 to a rough technical start. GSC Game World has spent the time since then patching it heavily. Cost of Hope is the studio putting real new content into the zone. If you dropped STALKER 2 at launch because of the performance, this is a reasonable moment to check back. And the base game is in a very different state than it was on day 1. Next is the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 beta. The full game does not release until October 23rd. The beta is where a huge chunk of the player base will be from August 21st. Early access runs from the 21st through the 25th for anyone who pre-ordered. The open weekend then starts on August 28th. Activision is also running Call of Duty Next on August 21st. That is the showcase where we should get our most detailed campaign look yet. Modern Warfare 4 is coming to PC and consoles, including Switch 2. Whatever you think of the annual cycle, the beta weekends are always the biggest player counts of the month. Overlapping that same window is something a lot of you have been waiting on. FromSoftware is running a network test for the Duskbloods. It runs across several sessions between August 21st and the 24th. Now, I have to be straight with you about this one. It is a closed test and not an open beta. Registration opened back on July 22nd, and selection is by lottery. Participants were notified on August 7th. You also need a Switch 2 and an active Nintendo Switch Online membership. So this is not something most people can simply jump into. It is still worth knowing about because this is our first real look at how it plays. Up to 8 players compete against each other and against the environment at the same time. Miyazaki has described it as a player versus environment design. The Bloodborne influence is doing a lot of heavy lifting on the art direction. August 27th brings Star Wars Zero Company. This is a single-player, turn-based tactics game from Bit Reactor and Respawn. It is out on PC and both current-generation consoles. If you are thinking this sounds like XCOM in the Star Wars universe, you are close. Bit Reactor is stacked with former Firaxis developers who worked on the modern XCOM games. Creative director Greg Forch was the art director on those. The campaign is set during the Clone Wars. You play as a former Republic officer named Hawks who leads a squad of hired professionals. Squad members who fight together often build bonds that give real tactical bonuses. That is the hook, and it is a smart one for a squad game. And we close on August 28th with Elden Ring Tarnished Edition. This is the Switch 2 version, and it has been a long time coming. It bundles the base game together with Shadow of the Erdtree. It also adds new content on top of both of those. There are 2 brand new starting classes here. The Heavy Knight is a durable strength build in heavy plate armor. The Idis Knight is the lighter option that leans on dexterity and a shield. There is also new armor and extra customization options for Torrent. Here is the part that matters if you are not buying a Switch 2. All of that new content arrives the same day as the Tarnished Pack. That is a separate purchase priced at $4.99. It is on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. 4 years on, FromSoftware is still adding to this game. A few more worth knowing about before we wrap this up. Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy also lands on August 27th. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2 arrives on that exact same day. The Sinking City 2 came out earlier in the month on August 18th. Oblivion Remastered finally hit Switch 2 on August 11th. Lies of P Complete Edition landed on Switch 2 back on the 5th. Mafia: The Old Country got its Man of Honor expansion on August 14th. And Expedition Samurai went into Steam Early Access on August 7th. That is a genuinely absurd amount of stuff for a single month. And that is everything worth playing in August 2026. My money is on that final week doing the most damage to everyone's free time. You have got Star Wars Zero Company and Elden Ring landing within 2 days of each other. So what are you actually playing this month? Drop it in the comments and let me know. If this was useful, subscribe and turn on notifications. We are doing one of these every single month from here on out. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.